Hey up, my ducks, how are we doing today? Wow, 50 people in before we've even gone live. That's amazing. Bear with for the roll call because this could take some time. So who was first in? It was our Rob. Good evening, Simon. A little early, but had nothing to do. Well, welcome. At least you guys can all chat and mix with each other whilst waiting. And we've got Ellie, Silky, Dory, and Pomona, Monica, Richard, hello, Sorsha. Oh, hi, Alex, Lazy Genius, Taran Bazaar. Good to see you. And don't know if you've been able to catch a QuaranStream before. And we've got our Chris and our lovely Jamie. Back on your old account, Jamie Kelly. Nice to see you. And we have Nancy and who else? Tycon, Claire, Aquarius Owl, Robin, Elizabeth, Brenda, Longhead, Skinny Eye Toe, Ishi, and Forest for the Trees. That's a nice channel name. And we've got Seacat, Tammy Pie, hello. Jackie, hi Jackie. Alexandra, Sparkle, Kimberly, Patrice, hello Patrice. Jennifer, Rebecca, Blue Crescent, Deanne, hello. Scott, hello Scott, how are you today? And we've got Billy, our Billy, and Gillian, Ellen. Wow, so many people here. Soul Dreamer, L, oi L, listening and trimming. Oh, what deck you trimming? Tell us what deck you're trimming. Marsha, Whispers of Three, Drop of Golden Tarot. AOP Lane, nice to see you. And Mullamere, Crooks Nook, Roy, Ness, Trisha, Stephen, hello Stephen, Outvox, and Crystal Sparkles. I'm not sure if I've said you already. Jonathan, nice to see you. Stephanie, and Maharet. It's like the generation game, trying to work out names you've not already said. At the same time, try not to miss people. Lisa, Amber, and I think I've caught up. Wow, 90 people. So welcome, welcome. I hope you've all got a brew. Oh, I just love that first cup of coffee when you get home from work. You put your slacks on, your baggy clothes, or when you get out your work clothes, your baggy clothes, like PJ bottoms, old baggy jumpers. I know I look like a tied up bag of spuds tonight, but do you know what? I'm with friends and I just wanted to just feel comfy and chill out with a cuppa. We had to shut one of our locations today because of the snow. I know, don't. We've had it for about 6 hours now, but it's not settling as much here in Nottingham because it's too wet. It's far too wet. So, but yeah, so it's nice to kick off your clothes, get into comfy clothes and just chill out with everybody. So have you all got a cuppa? And how is everybody today? Firstly, I just want to say as well, thank you again to Chris, who stepped in last night and did the QuaranStream for me. Well, for us, for all of us. He did it as an act of kindness. And I was able to watch it back. I got in for the last 20 minutes. So I was able to see the last 20 minutes. And then I watched it back and thoroughly enjoyed it. So Blue Crescent says, you look handsome and cozy. Oh, bless you. Oh, it's been a long time since anybody said that. But I'll take it. Having coffee and wearing PJs. There's nothing nicer, is there, Stephanie? Ail Power Simon and everyone. Ail Power Becca. How are you, my dog? Oh, we'll have to have a chat soon, Becca. It feels like ages since we've sat and had a natter. life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it? And we need to make more time. So Isabelia says, Simon and I received a tarot Bible today, a study book on Monday, and ordered 2 RWS clones this week based on your top 10s to really get me into the decks. I blame this channel. Wow, which 2 RWS decks did you get, if you want to share? And tarot Bible, I mean, I've had this since 2008. And I love it. I mean, it's all kind of bashed in, but it's a great little book. And it is the book that I learned the RWS on. So, yeah, you can't beat it. It's by Sarah Bartlett, I think. Sarah Bartlett, yeah. And it's great. And you get them, if you're in the UK, you can get them in the works for £5, all the Bibles, you know. And I've got Wicca Bible, Crystal Bible, just blocking the light out, the Psychic's Bible, and Spells Bible. So yeah, Isabel, enjoy learning the tarot, and you'll have to let us know which 2 you got from the top 10s. I'm so typer, says Dory. Do you mean hyper? Are you hyper? Snow going to be 84 here in Southern California today. I can't imagine in the middle of January the temperature being 84 degrees. How lovely. Simon, P.S. You always look lovely. Jamie, bless you. You do not look like a bag of spuds, Simon. I feel like it. Looked it. I mean, look at the neck. It's just like an old baggy, but it's like what I wear in the winter for pajamas. So for pajamas, normally I've got my pajama bottoms on, and then I have an old baggy t-shirt. But in the winter, I have like old jumpers that have lost the shape. Our sack of spuds, says Elle. Hey, Justin, good to see you. I hope you get a vest on, lad. If there's snow around, a vest. I wore a vest since I was 6. Finished my coffee earlier. Says, feeling saddened by the actions of those in our Capitol building. I know. But sounds like things are starting to happen and move over there. I think I'm getting behind again in the chat because I've got Justin saying, not Justin, sorry, Chris. Don't know why I just called you Justin. I think it's because I just saw Justin saying thanks. And yeah, where have you been, Becca? We're having withdrawals. It's been laying low. Hi, Emily's Tarot Magic. Nice to see you. Love the works. Yeah, you get some really good books in the works. I don't tend to go for those gift packs that are like 2 for £10. They always seem a little bit naff. I have bought some in the past thinking, oh, they look quite interesting. Then you open them up and you think, they're a bit naff. But you look comfy. I feel comfy, thank you. If you're warm and cozy, that's all that matters. We come here for chat, not a fashion show. I know, but some people, like our Becca, puts on a nice bit of lippy, nice top. I turn up in me baggies and me PJs, but who matters? Who matters? Who cares? And those who care don't matter. No. What is that phrase? I should pull a tarot card on that. That could be a quote of the day, isn't it? I can't remember the phrase. Somebody help me. Something about those who matter care and those who don't care matter. No, that's not right. You see why I have a section in my journal for quotes? Because I never remember them. I'll send you some lippy then. Black. I'll go with some black. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Thank you, Regina. People are lucky if I put a bra on these days. Can it be ours, says Elle. You should launch a Hermit's Cave range of loungewear, Simon. Not sure how well that would go down, Richard. Don't think I'd have an AE weight. Oh, so this is what Isabel's bought. An AE weight on eBay from last year's top 10, I think. The Tarot of AE weight. Is that the premium with the orange backs? Can't remember the other one. I've looked at so many. It'd be a nice surprise when it comes. Yeah. Ness says, just to let people know, unfortunately, I'm waiting for the horrible call regarding my mum. I've started to get my head around it, but still sucks. I keep misspelling things because I'm a klutz. So you're waiting for some information on your mum, and I think you said she'd been poorly. So as I said the other day, you know, we are sending as much love and support as we can, and do keep us updated, and much love to you. Hey, Lou Valcourt. You're in lockdown too, at least until February. Yeah. I'd totally buy a Hermit's Cave t-shirt. I need a comfy, cozy Hermit's Cave t-shirt. Hi, Butterfly. Good to see you. Hi, Sal. Yeah, so thank goodness for QuaranStream. Keep safe and be in good spirits, says Pomona. What would you like to 5 UK cavers liked? I can't speak live. So, well, it's lovely to see everyone. What's naff? Naff is like a little bit sort of, a little bit rubbish. It's a bit naff, you know, a bit cheesy, a little bit, yeah, inferior. Like if you was to go to a market stall and you pick up a tarot deck and it's knockoff, it'd be like, so naff. The quality is really naff. Oh yes, get merch, Simon. I want a t-shirt and a hoodie. Hi, Melanie. Good to see you. And Miss Pyramide. Good to see you too. Yeah, although they're both spelt wrong, Butterfly. Brits have fun words like naff and faff. Such a faff. That means, you know, such a lot of effort for little rewards. It's a faff, you know. Or things are too kind of finicky or complicated, and they're really not worth it in the end anyway. So that's when it's a faff. Naff off. That's what Princess Anne said. Princess Anne fell from a horse while playing polo, and the press went up actually to give her a hand, help her up. And she's a bad-tempered person anyway, and she just spat at them. Naff off. And it was all over the papers. Naff off. I'd buy a Hermit Cave hoodie. I would. Don't talk about knockoff. Got stung twice on eBay. Oh, it's so annoying, isn't it, Richard? They really need to clamp down hard on counterfeiting. A Hermit's Cave hoodie would be fab. The Hermit is my card. And you can get them. I mean, you can get the Hermit card on t-shirts and things on Amazon. Princess Anne rocks. Not as much as Princess Margaret did. Princess Anne takes after her father. She's got a lot of the qualities of the Duke, hasn't she? Bad-tempered, basically. Right, so shall we have our quote of the day? The quote of the day. So the quote of the day today, and by the way, big up Chris and his quote yesterday about easy peasy lemon squeezy and depressy lemon zesty, and I can't even remember it. It just rolled off his tongue, but I was like, wow. So today's quote is, harmony is more important than truth. Okay, harmony is more important than truth. Do you want to have a guess at the card? I asked this the other day, nobody guessed. So. Oh, nice, Robin. I'm drinking a can of Iron Brew. You and your Iron Brew. Did you see the birthday documentary with Princess Anne? It was really good a few months ago now. I didn't. I know she's believed to be one of the most hardest working royals, and it doesn't get reported a lot. But the reason why it doesn't get reported a lot is because historically she's always kind of been rude and evasive with the press. So they kind of thought, right, we'll leave you alone. Two of Pence, Temperance, Eight of Swords. A lot of people going for Temperance. Six of Swords, Temperance. Well, it's none of them. Harmony is more important than truth. I have chosen the King of Cups. King of Cups for harmony is more important than truth. And the reason why is this is our consummate. Why can't I speak? Consummate. What? I can't say it. Consummate. That's it. Our consummate diplomat. So diplomatic. The King of Cups. And the reason why I'm the negotiator, says Chris. Yeah, I mean, chooses your words carefully. And the reason why harmony is more important than truth is because sometimes, not all times, but sometimes it's about knowing when to bite your tongue, okay? Where your words aren't going to be taken the right way or as intended. And sometimes you just need a little bit of diplomacy, okay? There are still ways to get your message across, but there are those times in our life where we have to be diplomatic and we have to think about the words that we're going to say. So we might not always agree with other people, but sometimes it's about being tolerant or accepting of others and where they are in their particular life. But yeah, choose words carefully. Actions also be careful of, and just remember that sometimes to get harmony we have to put aside what we perhaps want to say, because sometimes the truth, people aren't ready for the truth, people don't want to hear the truth, or sometimes the truth can do more damage than good. So King of Cups for harmony is more important than truth. Not always, but in relation to that that quote. Keep the peace, not making waves. Yeah. Oh, I'm terrible at this. Hey, Elaine, just pop in, say hello. I'm late this evening, so just wishing you all a good evening and day wherever you are. Good evening to you too, Elaine. Are you doing dinner? Yes, I feel like I have to do this as a parent. Yeah, I'd imagine. I'm not a parent. Oh, sorry, I was in the chat. She's gonna be like, you what? But where I've had to raise children, you know, and I know my parents, you know, with some of my choices, they've had to bite their tongue because, you know, it's not going to do any good. And yeah, sometimes we might not agree with people's choices or the way people choose to live their lives, but sometimes it's just important to know when to speak and when not to speak. And, you know, our truth might not be somebody else's truth. I always think of the king as the healed healer. He speaks from the scars and not from the wounds. That's lovely. You can't handle the truth. That's from A Few Good Men, isn't it? Jack Nicholson to Tom Cruise. You can't handle the truth. Movie quote. Says Essence. Yeah, Neem. There is some wisdom here, says Justin. As a wife, sometimes I've been working on choosing the right moment with both my son and husband. though in different ways. Chris, sometimes the truth is a complete ball bag. A still tongue makes a wise head. I like that, Stephen. A still tongue makes a wise head. Yeah. And I'm sure we've all been in situations, haven't we, where we've kept quiet to keep the peace. And sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. But we have to be mindful of, are our words and actions actually going to do any good, or will it make things worse? And just because we believe things to be a certain way doesn't mean that it is that way. And particularly when we're thinking about the welfare of others, I always remember long after my marriage ended, a friend saying to me, I knew it wouldn't work, and started to tell me some of the things that they'd observed. And I remember saying, why didn't you say anything at the time? And they said, would you have listened? And actually thinking about it, no, I probably wouldn't have listened. And very often we think in that moment, should I say something? But actually, yeah, you could say something and risk a friendship. And a few years down the line, it may come to fruition. But then sometimes it doesn't, So it's a difficult one. The truth needs to be tempered with grace and kindness. Yeah. What am I? Chopped ruddy liver. I knew as soon as I uttered those words, you was going to say something. But I meant, where I've had to set rules or kind of offer. Well, no, I know I have offered parental advice, haven't I? But you know what I mean, in terms of rearing children and nurturing them and trying to set them on the right path. Customer service was my strong point when I worked in a shop. I was ridiculously diplomatic. I look back and think, did I really do that? Total potty mouth now. Yeah, now I worked in customer services for 16 years. I was a customer service manager once, and I even delivered training on customer service. And yeah, we have to remember the first rule of customer service is the customer is always right, even when they're wrong, and you do have to be diplomatic. And it's about sales too. So does this suit me? Oh, yes, I think it's very flattering. Truth is often diluted with their version and yours. Yeah, I agree with that. Is she? I wonder if anyone has said that to Trump yet. You can't handle the truth. I'm sure. I am sure. I can choose peace. Of this is my mantra. Oh, I don't know. You've got a good dad voice. It came out quite a few times, but always with love. Always with love. Why do people tell me the truth? Go on, be honest, and then have a meltdown when you do? Yeah. And I can remember I used to work for somebody once who was really formidable. And I was very nervous. It was an internal transfer. And everybody was like, oh, I give you 2 weeks. Oh, this person is impossible to work for. Everybody that worked for them had gone, and I was really nervous. And we got on really well. And I remember this person saying to me, just tell me the truth, because you're one person that can tell me the truth and get away with it. And I still didn't think I could. So I was diplomatic. I was kind of giving the truth, but also sugarcoating a bit. I'm working on sympathy cards for the kindness is the action of the day. I'm working on sympathy cards for the practice and the animals that have died in the last 30 days. Oh, I'm glad I found you on YouTube. Well, I'm glad you're here, Barrett. So nice to see you. The truth can be hard, but if you don't know the truth, you can't make changes, or it's hard to make changes. That's true. That's true. Okay, are we ready for deck of the day? Deck of the day. So the deck of the day is the Fate Shifters Tarot. And I've chose the Fate Shifters because it popped in my mind the other day. You know, when I did the Spolia Tarot and said how it had got the astrological cards and a few extra with the elements and things. Fate Shifters is a deck that was kind of all the rage. And I was so excited to get it. It was quite expensive getting it here. But I don't use it as much as I thought I would. And I'm really not quite sure why, because it is so RWS. It's taken Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork and it is set in kind of modern, sometimes very sort of futuristic times as well. But it's beautiful. And, you know, if you love RWS, I think the Fate Shifters, they have changed the gender on some of the cards, like the page. But on the back, it says, inspired by the traditional Waite-Smith deck, the Fate Shifter deck combines 78 tarot cards with 22 additional astrology cards to make an expanded 100-card deck. Popular digital artists around the world have collaborated to ensure the highest degree of accuracy and symbolism of the original design. It includes 100 cards with an instruction booklet. It also has cards that you can switch as well. So the way I did it is I've got my traditional 78 here, and then the additional cards are there separated by the little booklet. I'm still shook. This is a collab deck. Yeah. It's done really well for a collab deck, actually, isn't it? So everybody familiar with the Fate Shifters, or is this going to be a surprise deck to people? We've got no longer meeting Day of the Dead. Now Deck of the Day. No longer meaning Day of the Dead. Now Deck of the Day. Oh, I haven't seen this before, says Scott. So that's good. Just checking in. So hi, Tarot Stash. Good to see you, Gerald. Alex says, I have that deck. I wound up gifting it away, though. Oh, wow. I've never heard of the deck. Says, see. Oh, hello, Jennifer. How old is the deck? It's not that old. I think about 18 months. I'm going to say 18 months. Beck has never seen this one. Just like when she was on her chat last night and people showing decks that I've just done a walkthrough of, and she's like, never seen this deck. Did he call it Fate Shifters? I did, Billy. I've been eyeing this deck. What stops me from buying it, Simon? What stops you from using it, Simon? I really don't know, Jonathan. I really don't know. Maybe as we have a look at it together, maybe it's because it is so, it's so RWS, but it's beautiful, but maybe it's so RWS that I just grabbed for the RWS. That's all I can think of, really. Can you show the deck again? Barrett, I'm going to go through every card, so you're going to see all of them. Lots of people saying haven't seen this deck, so that's good. El's put a link in for Fate Shifters on Etsy. Thank you, El. And let me catch up. Right, so sweet to seeing all of them. So the cardstock is really nice. It's not too thick, but it's got like a springy texture to it, so it's quite nice. They're not glossy, but they have a sheen, and this is the backs. Try and get it so it's not too much of a glare. So nice backs. You do get this little book, which doesn't have a lot of information really. It's a glossy book. you've got the cards, and then you've got a couple of lines under each one. But it has the creator as well. With it being a collab deck, so it will say, oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't actually. I thought it did. It just gives you the upright words. So, for instance, for the Knight of Swords, rebellious, war, opinionated, sprint, and then the reverse words. So what I will say is as well, the font is impossible to read because this is the size of the tarot card, and those keywords are so tiny, it's impossible to read. You do need a magnifying glass. So that's a downside to it. Okay. So it's a standard tarot size. And we'll just go through each card. Some cards, particularly the early ones, like the Fool and the Magician, they're not kind of a replica of Pixie's artwork. But what they've tried to do is make sure that they've got all of the symbols there that would be found in the RWS. But, you know, if we look here, the High Priestess, the Empress. There is copyrights on the card, so you can see at the bottom we've got Emperor. At first glance, it just looks like a little bit of a pattern, but again, it's minute, so you need a magnifying glass. It says Carlos Villas, and then copyright 2018 Fate Shifters. So that's what it says at the bottom. There's our Hierophant. Now, there are alternative cards. So the Lovers, as you can see here, they are naked. But if you didn't want that, they provide you with all these additional cards. And there's lots of additional cards here. When I get to them. We have a clothed lover as well. They say clothed. They're wearing like little, what do they call them? Codpieces, loincloths made out of leaves. So you get the option there of which lover's card you want. And there's a few other cards that you can switcheroo as well. Like the Hermit. When we get to Hermit, I'll show you, but I'm not quite sure why. We have the Chariot. If you do need to catch my attention, then tag me with the Hermit's Cave or put it in capitals, and I'll try and Fig Leaf. Strength. Now the Hermit, you get this one, which I've got in the deck, which is quite dark, but I quite like that. Or there's this one, which is a little bit lighter. So you get a choice there of which Hermit card to go with. I quite like this one, so I went with that one. The Wheel is lovely. Codpiece was like in Blackadder, yeah. Is the Lover's card also Adam and Eve? Yeah, and they generally are, because there's lots of biblical references within tarot. So yeah, that's why you often get the tree and things. The Hanged Man. The Death card is so RWS. That's the idea, but we have Temperance. We have two Devils, again, because like in the Lovers, they are naked, but I want consistency. So if my lovers are naked, then they're going to be in the devil card too. But you can get an alternative one where they have clothing on of sorts. So they really thought it through for people who, you know, might not be too happy. The Tower. And then the Star card, again, there is a, you know, naked version, or you can have an alternative where she has covering. There's also a little bit of difference in the sky as well, because the one where she's got some covering, the sky is darker, so it's kind of like, that's my letterbox. It's kind of like twilight going into nighttime, where it's more of a daylight kind of feel in the one where she's naked. What do people reference in the devil card that are naked? What do the people reference in the devil card that are naked? Not quite sure what you mean. What do they reference? So let's put that one there. Love the moon. The sun. And then again with judgment, we've got naked people rising from the graves. So you can have a fully clothed version if you choose. It's pretty, but all the figures are model like. I know, and that's the thing, because what they've done, and that's what they're explicit about, is that they've tried to create exactly like the original artwork. And that's why they said they searched the world over for these artists to collaborate together to get it almost exactly like. So it's a shame. It is a shame, because I'd like to see more diversity, for example, in it. And they could have done, because they changed the Fool. Although the Fool really can be considered genderless, you know. The World card, again, we have a naked version, or we have the sash covering the nipples. We have our Ace of Cups. So we're going into the minors now. There was two choices for the Two of Cups. This is the one I've kept in the deck. And then there was this one. And when I saw two versions for the Two of Cups, I was kind of thinking, well, maybe they could have done a bit of diversity here, you know? Maybe same-sex couples, or, you know, couples of differing ethnicities. But I went with that one. I liked it. It was more brighter and a little bit more appealing. Let me see if I don't want to miss any other switcheroos. These are kind of planetary cards. They haven't got elements, so they're just planetary. So no, there's only one other change about, which is the Five of Wands when we get to it. If I go flying past, just remind me. Here's our Three of Cups. Oh, I love the Four of Cups. I love the Four of Cups anyway. 5. This one is done so well. The Six of Cups can be a little bit busy in Pixie's artwork, but I think this is done really, really well. What do we think of this deck? How much is the deck? I'm not sure, but Elle has put a link in. So if you click on the link, it takes you straight to the Etsy shop. and then you can have a look. Al, if you wouldn't mind just popping it in again in case it was missed. 9. 10. So we have a female page, which I like. So they've given a little bit of kind of bit of license to change things around with kind of genders. So I'm not quite sure why they're going to done that with ethnicities and sexualities, etc. I love this King of Cups. We've just been talking about the King of Cups, haven't we? But just look at his face. Look at his face. Oh, I could sit chatting to him for hours. Thank you, Al. And then we have swords. Very traditional. RWS ones, as you'd expect, because that's what they're trying to achieve. There's the 4. The 5. I love the art, but I don't like the titles for some reason. Yeah, it would have been nice if they'd recreated Pixie's calligraphy, wouldn't it? 6. But because I really love the RWS, when I saw this and I thought, it's just taken the RWS and modernized it so much, I had to get it. And like I said, I'm just surprised that I don't use it as much. There's a different kind of perspective, different angle on the 9. But everything else is still there, you know. You've got the position, you've got the panel, you've got the bedspread with the symbols on, the astrology symbols, etc. There's the 10. Looks like Alec Guinness. Site says, due to the outbreak of COVID-19, airmail services to many countries have been banned. But they haven't, have they? I saw something today. It was one of the Kickstarters that I backed, and there's a delay. And they're like, oh, because of Brexit, we don't. I'm like, no, I'm receiving parcels all the while from the States, from Europe. Don't blame something because you haven't even attempted to post yet. Night. Beautiful queen. I don't know if Becca's still here, but some of the, I mean, like I said, I really like the King of Cups, but some of the facial expressions in these, I mean, they're painted, but they almost look photoshopped. And I can imagine Becca thinking it looks like the circle of, what's that deck called? Becca's favourite deck. She's there saying hello to bunny kisses. What was it called in the black box? Wow, that's good, Crystal Sparkles. A week from the States. I've waited like 4 or 5 weeks on the one from Brandt. Not really buttering my muffin. Ace of Wands. The 2. Sacred Circle, that's it. Your favourite. 3. Yeah, so this one. This is the only other card that's got a switcheroo. And I went with this one because it's nice, it's colourful. People look fairly, relatively normal. The alternative one was this. I mean, look at this guy here. It's like something out of comic books or X-Men or some sort of superhero thing. So I went with that one, which it just seems a little bit more natural than Brutus there in the middle. They look like trolls. Monsters Unite. The Incredibles, yeah. The alternative is a bit aggressive. Okay, and then we have 6 of Wands, 7, 8, 9, an ogre. Yeah, it's very sort of Disney, isn't it? Or like Gaston. I do like that the pages are females. And lots of people, modern creators who kind of re-envisage the courts will often have, you know, a younger female, younger male for the night, and or they'll do like a family, like king, queen, prince, princess, or mother, father, daughter, son. So Knight of Wands. I don't know if I would buy it. Yeah, and that's the idea, isn't it, of looking at these decks. We know what we like, but there's also a sense of relief when we can just enjoy looking at a tarot deck and not having that need to buy it and thinking, oh, I've seen it now, I've had a close-up look and it's not for me. I get a lot of satisfaction out of that as well. In fact, sometimes I get a satisfaction out of that more than the, oh, damn. Here's another one to add to the list. Beautiful. I think the aces are beautiful. They're very in keeping with RWS, but they do have this lovely kind of subtle energy around them. They're almost hazy. That's done well, especially with the hat. Wow. I'm not quite sure what you're wowing at. 22 countries are listed on the USPS site as currently undeliverable. Nothing in the UK is listed there as problematic. I know the one, Billy. That's who thought of when Simon said it. What am I missing? Catherine Tate. What did I say that was Catherine Tate-ish? 4. I think this is lovely. Love that version of the 5. So for those people, because, you know, I do get a lot of feedback because everybody knows how much I love the RWS, and they'll say to me, oh, I don't really like the RWS because I can't connect with the images. I don't like the artwork. And, you know, if you wanted to learn with the RWS, but you didn't like artwork that's over 100 years old, then there is a modern version of it that's pretty much 99% in keeping. You can't have 99% with the 78 cards. You know what I mean? Beautiful 9 of Pentacles, and it's very clear for the 10 of Pentacles, which sometimes in the original RWS is quite busy. Elle said in it, so I replied in it though. In it though. Yeah. Lauren. Page. The Knights. Queen, beautiful Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Again, a card that is very busy usually in the RWS. It's my favorite RWS clone. It's very modern and inclusive, and I was surprised how much I love the deck. I actually thought of you when I was going through the deck because of its inclusivity. I'm not quite sure what deck that is, but to be clear, I do own an RWS deck. Which one, Gerald? Which one do you own? So that's the 78, but then there are these cards as well, which are astrological cards that you could use separately or add them in if you want. Superlunaris Tarot. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that. So we have the North Node and the South Node. Now these are kind of beautiful, body beautifuls, white, slim, and there is some age diversity in there, but that's about it. And there's a token kind of representation of diversity. So I've never used these, and I don't think I ever would, and that's why I separated them out in the box. We have Gemini, Scorpio. We have the Sun. So we have the 12 astrological associations, and we have some kind of planetary cards too. Cancer, Sag, Scorpio is cool. Remind me, Scorpio. She's pretty fierce. Pretty fierce. Mercury. Hi, Chantal. How are you? Leo. Capricorn. Venus. Strategically placed hair, so they perhaps didn't have to give you another card. Uranus. So we get some age diversity there. That's about as much as you get. Aries. Virgo. It was actually these cards that was drawing me into wanting to buy the deck. Wow, these ones. We have the Moon. We have Neptune. It is still the Fate Shifters issue. It's the additional 20 cards. So the Zodiac and some planetary additional cards. Here's Libra. Bizarre. It's quite bizarre. Pisces. A little bit of diversity. It's about as much as you get. We have Mars. And then we have Pluto, which is quite an epic card, actually. Look at that. So you get your 78 cards, you get your additional cards, and then also you get a card that is blank for backs, just so you got the card for the back. You get your Fate Shifters title card, and then you get your switcheroo cards if you want to switch any up if you don't like nakedness in your decks. And I know not a lot of people do, but it doesn't bother me. There's something more kind of, it's just something that's never really bothered me in a deck. So, Fate Shifters Tarot. Nice, sturdy box. Very, very sturdy. There's a lot of noise building up out there. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I think it's a snowplow or gritter or something. It's quite loud. All the windows are shut. Oh, who was it as well that told me the other day about watching, I think it might have been Billy, told me to watch Surviving Death. Watch the first 2. Really enjoyed it. A couple of things I'm like, especially on the mediumship one, with the faith healer that just suddenly, hello, dear child, takes on this. Not that I'm, this and that, because I do believe that there are people who have a gift, but it just didn't come across too genuine. But it's really interesting, and there's some really talented people on there who you can really tell have got a gift. But yeah, it wasn't you. Somebody told me about it, saying check out on Netflix. It was me. It was Neem. Watch episode 6 with the children who remember their past lives. I'm looking forward to that one. So I've watched the first one, which is about, oh my gosh, what was the first one about? The second one was part 1 of Mediums, and then there's part 2 I've got to watch. It ended where she's strapped in the chair ready to do this physical seance. I can't remember what the first one was about now. It was a couple of days ago I watched it, but anyway, it was interesting. All right, so we're nearly at past. I'm going to pull a Moonlight Oracle card for us for the next 24 hours. Take the title ones out, so I'll end up shuffling them in. Past life stuff is beyond fascinating. Yeah, it really is. Dancing on Ice is due to start this Sunday. Did you see the one where they went up to Alaska, dancing on thin ice, trying to find some ice that was strong enough for them to perform the bolero on? It was on over Christmas. It was quite nice. Saturday, for a couple of catch-up and cards, Kelly Bear will be joining me. We usually, and she said the other day, we haven't done it for a long while, but we usually get together at least once a year and do something. So, yeah, Kelly Bear will be joining me for a couple of catch-up and cards. There'll also be the giveaway draw for the Divine Masculine. So I hope you've all entered that. Near-death experiences. That was it, Sophie. Yeah, near-death experience. And that spinal surgeon. Oh, my goodness. Her experience, and then being told that she would lose her oldest son. And she thought around the age of 18. So when he got to 18, she was like, oh, maybe he's got a different life path. And then she did lose him when he was 20. It was unbelievable. And like she said, she's one person on the planet that wants to disprove that experience because she didn't want it to happen. Anyway, let me just concentrate on a message for us for the next 24 hours. Oh, we have the freedom. The freedom. Do you know what's just automatically sprung to mind? My favorite film ever is The Shawshank Redemption. And I used to have a poster on the bedroom wall that said, fear can hold you prisoner, hope can set you free. And that's what freedom is, you know. It's about, no matter what our situation, even if we don't feel free at the moment, it's that hope and that desire that things will be better and we'll have that sense of freedom. And isn't it ironic that, you know, a lot of the cards that we've been pulling during QuaranStream, and QuaranStream is because we're quarantining and we're, you know, shielding and self-isolating or in lockdowns or under some sort of restriction, our freedoms are being limited. So how apt that it comes up. But you know what? True freedom is being able to live our lives in a way where we experience joy. That's what true freedom is, to be our authentic selves and just live our truths. Because if you are not being yourself fully, then we don't thrive, we don't grow, we don't experience the fullness of joy of being comfortable with who we are and in our own skin. So the quality of being is what allows us to experience true freedom. Living a life without restraints, because if you've got restraints in place, then you don't have freedom. Go figure. It's obvious. So don't let anybody shackle you or put conditions on you and the relationships that they have with you, because true friends and people who care for you will allow you to be who you are and will love you for that. So we might not feel that we've got freedom at the moment, but hope will set us free. We will have a brighter future. We will have a sense of freedom again. But actually, ultimate freedom is to experience joy and being free to be who we are and to be comfortable with that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here again for another QuaranStream. I'll be back tomorrow for the last one of the week. And as I said, on Saturday, 4 p.m. here in the Hermit's Cave, I'll be joined by my lovely friend, Kelly Bear. So look after yourselves, stay safe, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.